Yeah, hello again. Hopefully, you have seen the first video, the process of diffusion explanation. So, now we move on to the laws of diffusion. Now, in the previous video, as we told, diffusion it follows, it depends on temperature, concentration gradient, and other things. Okay, so it's very easy to tell in words, but to be more specific, that process has to be analyzed on mathematical terms. It should be more in a quantitative way. Okay, so that was done by the German physiologist Adolf Eugen Fick. Okay, so he explained the diffusion process in the more mathematical way. He analyzed it and expressed in terms of quantitative way. Okay, he proposed two laws of diffusion. They are called as Fick's laws of diffusion. So the first law of diffusion deals with the steady state condition. The second law deals with non-steady state condition. Okay, so what is the steady state, non-steady state? We will find out. Now, firstly, speaking about Fick's first law of diffusion, it states that flux of atoms, okay, that is J, flux as in it is the measure of flow, okay, of anything through a surface. Okay, so the flow of atoms through a surface, when I call it as J, moves across the plane of unit area in unit time, and that is directly proportional to the concentration gradient. So the movement of atoms will happen if there is difference. More the difference, more will be the movement of atoms. Less the difference, less will be the movement of atoms. That is it. That is all is the Fick's first law of diffusion. This he explained in terms of mathematical form. J proportional to dC by dx. J is the flux of atoms. C is the concentration gradient, volume concentration of the atoms. X refers to the distance between the planes in the direction of flow of atoms. Now, atoms will be moving in certain direction in different planes. So, distance between that each of those planes, okay, that is what we call as X, the distance between the planes. When we solve the problems, you will much clearly understand. Okay, don't worry about it. So, J is directly proportional to dC by dx. Now, to remove the proportionality, he introduced the coefficient, a constant, that is called as diffusion coefficient, and it has a negative sign. This indicates that the flow of atoms is from higher concentration from higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay, so this is all about your first law. Now, what is this steady state condition? Steady state condition means flux or the movement of atoms is independent of time. It remains the same at any cross-sectional plane along the diffusion direction. That means, say at the first second, the 5 atoms have moved. At the end of 10 seconds also, the 5 atoms will move. What I mean to say is that every period of time, there is equal amount of atoms moving. It is irrespective of time. There is a steady state flow. A steady flow of the atoms is happening. That is under the Fick's first law of diffusion. That is what he said. The second thing what he considered was non-steady state condition. That is the flow under the non-steady state condition, that is the rate of compositional change or the accumulation of the diffusing material at a point. The compositional change, the rate at which, like how fast, rate means usually it's with respect to time. Okay, so how fast the composition of the atom, atomic composition changes, or accumulation of the diffusing material. What if any other atoms happen to be there? Okay, so because of all these variations, the rate of concentration gradient, it is equal to the diffusivity times the rate of concentration gradient. So, it depends. Not that every time there is equal amount of atoms going. Okay, so there will be variation with respect to time. That is what he said in the second law. So, non-steady state condition in this law expresses that diffusion flux concentration gradient is varying with the time. Okay, so there is variation. First law said no matter whatever is the time, there is a steady flow. In the second law, it is stated that there is variation. Okay, So how was this expressed? It is dc by dt equals d square c by dx square. Don't worry about the derivations and everything, it's not in your syllabus. You just need to know that these are the equations for the fixed laws of diffusion. Also, please remember, when you are explaining the laws of diffusion, fixed first law, second law, you have to write the statement as it is stated by the scientist. Okay, please follow the same sentences, and don't just write the equation, you should also explain the terms with the SI unit. You should write the SI unit. Okay, don't miss on that, otherwise you'll simply lose marks. Okay, so next video I'll be uploading on the problems. So thank you.